refers to it as Eisenhower's plan, but it was really the plan of the Immigration Service and General Swing. General Swing was the commissioner of immigration. And being a former general, Swing had a military way of looking at the problem at the border.
In the early 1950s, there was an influx of Mexican farm workers seeking jobs in the U.S. CBS's Edward R. Murrow reported on it in 1953 using a slur that referred to people who crossed the Rio Grande illegally from Mexico.
Every 30 seconds, a so-called Mexican wetback enters this country illegally. The number is increasing.
The controversy arose in the 50s around the so-called bracero program, which was a guest worker program for agricultural workers from Mexico. The growers who were hiring these workers, they preferred undocumented workers because they had fewer regulations governing their treatment. But this became an embarrassment to the Immigration and Naturalization Service because they wanted the farmers to only take the contracted braceros, and it was embarrassing to them that there were so many so-called illegals coming over. So the Commissioner of Immigration, Joseph Swing, concocted this big plan to round up and deport the so-called wetbacks, right? Wetback was an ethnic slur, really. It was the idea that people swam the Rio Grande to come over illegally, right? So it was called Operation Wetback.
In California's rich Imperial and Coachella valleys, guards round up Mexican workers without identity cards and start them on the road back home.
In 1954, the U.S. government deported massive numbers of undocumented Mexican laborers, most of whom were working on farms near the border.
These people were just rounded up, put on trucks and buses, driven over the border, dumped on the other side, sometimes in the desert. In one case, 88 people died from sunstroke, and more would have died had the Mexican Red Cross not come to their rescue.
According to Professor Nye, the mass deportation operation lasted about a year. It became expensive to maintain, and American agriculture growers had begun to comply with a federal program to hire Mexican workers legally, leading them to use fewer undocumented laborers. At the time, the Eisenhower administration said it carried out over 1 million deportations, but historians now believe many people were deported more than once, and that the real number of people is significantly less. Two historians told us that some U.S. citizens were mistakenly deported as well.
Because of the policy.
Tom Homan was acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement during the first 2 years of the Trump administration. We asked him about the connection between Trump's campaign pledge and Eisenhower's operation at the border.
You know, former President Trump said that this plan would follow the Eisenhower model, that it would follow so-called Operation Wetback.
I don't speak for President Trump, and I don't know what the Eisenhower plan even is.
The historians that we spoke to call it a civil rights disaster. People were deported in dangerous conditions, and some people died. If President Trump is saying that that's the model, that gives a lot of people
President
pause.
Trump's not talking about. Look, I know this man. There ain't no
Following
way.
the Eisenhower model,
way.
we will carry out the largest domestic
But that
deportation
doesn't
operation in
mean
American
people are
history.
going to die.
Okay.
That doesn't mean civil rights are going to be violated. The President Trump doesn't mean that.
Talking about politics coming from the view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. We the hood people, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
2, 3, 4, 5. We live. Welcome to Hoodview Politics, where we go into a deep, detailed dive into politics from a hood point of view. I'm Rabbit Jones.
And I'm Tony, the #1 soul brother. And welcome to the Hoodview Politics Tuesday night deep dive.
Deep. If you've been new here, you don't know what to expect. But if you've been here before, you know what's going on here. We chasing MAGAs and coons.
Something like that.
MAGAs and coons. And you Puerto Ricans too. Y'all not off the hook. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to everybody that's tuning in tonight to your boys pod. You know what I'm saying, dog? Appreciate you taking the time out to even listen to these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying, dog? Appreciate that a whole lot. Take time out, subscribe, like, share this shit. You know what I'm saying, dog? Whatever the good shit they do, you know what I'm saying, on these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Something like
So
that.
we appreciate everybody, man, to take time out to watch us. You know what I'm saying, dog? Just like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Small shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, dog?
Hit them buttons.
Tiny shit. Yeah, dog.
That's all you gotta do. Hit them buttons.
Yep. What's been going on, player?
Oh shit, ain't too much from yesterday. It's more the same shit.
Just another day. You know what I'm saying? Now, like you said, there's so much going on, man. But like at the beginning of this joint, if anybody was at the beginning, right, where they was expressing about the days back and when the wetback operation was going down, the mass deportation joint, that Donald Trump be saying he want to do it like that, right? Now, in that time right there, Shorty explained to a historian, you know what I'm saying? And she was saying that they had round up everybody that was here, mainly Mexicans only, right? And back then, this was looked at as the most racist bill that America has ever assembled, besides the rest of the shit against us. But this bill was racist, right? And and Trump gonna say he want to mimic that, which is the craziest shit, right? So anybody know, Trump said when he get in, he gonna call for a national disaster, right?
Yep.
So anybody don't know what that means is, once he get in and call for a national disaster, it gives the president powers to do a lot of shit, even though he got more power than any president ever. So it gives the the president a chance to do things to save America, because it's a crisis at the time. That's what he's saying it is. Now, even though 74 million people voted for him, 75 million people voted for him, 72 to 73 million people voted for somebody else. And obviously those people don't agree with this shit, right?
Yep.
And when you start talking about mimicking the bill, you can see at the beginning when the newscaster called the shit wetback. He called a Mexicans wetback and shit, right? And you know they call Mexican wetback because they came over through the water and all that shit. And the way she explained it was the army. Eisenhower put somebody that's a general from the army in charge of immigration. He took it as doing it in military style, and he rounded up everybody using the military. Now, if this, all right, starting January, mass deportations, right? I see Black MAGA saying, I can't wait for the mass deportations, right? Cool. But see, can we imagine how this is going to look though? Starting in January, February, March. By the time it starts getting hot, there's going to be so many people in cages. So many people on the border locked up in cages. So much humanitarian shit just going to be going on. People going to be dying and all types of shit, right? This is all going to go on by the time March hit. And at the same time, they telling you mass deportation is going to tank the economy, right?
Yep.
But all y'all voted for him because he's supposed to take care of the economy, though. That's what I thought, right? So why you gonna blow the budget up by just mass deportations alone? And when she said it took Eisenhower a year to get 1 million people out.
Yep.
This bitch ass orange demon Donald say he gonna get 11 million out. How you gonna do that?
I don't know.
Now you see what I'm saying? When some shit is just dumb, it's dumb. You know what I'm saying? And that motherfucker right there, who was doing it back then, was trying their best to get as many motherfuckers they could, right?
Yep.
And all they could muster up is $1 million. They could $1 million for 1 year, right? And it cost $88 million, which is more now today. right? Each year. So let's say every year he deport 1 million. That's only 4 million people. That means in his term, it's still, he said it was 13 million, remember?
Yep.
So in his term, it's still gonna be 11 million people out here, according to him.
That's why.
So is this making any fucking sense? Fuck to the no.
It ain't making sense to those who know better, but that's why he coming out and say he's gonna declare a national emergency, and he's gonna use the military to round up everybody they trying to get rid of.
Exactly. And you gotta remember, back then they targeted Mexicans. I got a strong feeling that's what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, they targeted them because they as far as illegal immigration or the immigration situation is, they the most. They the most of them here. They want them motherfuckers back over that border in Mexico.
But think about this: Trump been running on that stuff for 10 years now, right? But he pulling the pages out of racist people back in the day.
Yeah,
ain't that some shit? So his goal is to do whatever the racist person did back in the day, because he feel like that makes it more comfortable.
That's the he don't know what the fuck he doing, so he just going back and to the blueprint, and we'll just do it like that. You know what I'm saying? And he'll use that, try to justify what he doing. And this is gonna be, I don't see
you
how.
Gotta have it's gonna have to be cages and stuff like that.
Well, it's gonna be all that,
because you gotta have people, you moving people.
See, I mean, you gonna send you just send police. You want to use the police with ICE that in conjunction, so they know.
You say using the army.
Now I'm saying just when you do them raids, normally, you know, it'd be ICE and you have local law enforcement back you up or whatever the fuck. But now he wants to expedite the shit. So he want for one, he want the National Guard, and he want to, you know, be able to use the military. Well, National Guard is the military, but use the Army or Navy or whatever the fuck that he can use to get them people out. That's why I keep saying.
That's why Russian them like that he president. He's a goofball.
Yeah, dumbass. That's why I keep saying.
Like if he doing all that with the army here, fuck Russia can do. Start doing shit behind your back. Or China or some shit. Like you concerned about people inside your fucking country.
Yeah.
So we damn sure ain't got to worry about you.
But you keep trying to tell y'all this shit coming swift, fast, and in a hurry. If y'all don't want to believe it, don't believe it. It's coming swift because he got 2 years. He got 2 years to get this done before, you know, people look at the situation and say, "Hold the fuck up, man. I don't give a fuck who the fuck running. We got a motherfucker not let, you know, it got to be a Democrat wave, or we got to get one of them chambers from him. Well, you know, tell him what the fuck he might try." So it's coming quick. It's coming fast, and y'all got to remember everything. One thing about Project 2025 is this: everything in 2020 is a lot of it, like over 60% of it, or something like that. Around that is they got it set up to be implemented, and they wanted to be implemented and running inside of the first 6 months of his administration. So that means that shit coming. That shit is coming. They is coming. He's setting up. He putting the people who in place who wrote the shit. He putting it, you know, hey, whatever they're gonna need to back them up. Oh, this is what you need. Oh, you need some military assistance with that? Okay. I'm commander in chief. You know, send them people over there. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, you fired. Put another motherfucker up in there. Send them people over there. You got it, boss. And that's what's coming.
Now, back in the day, that was not called the wetback bill, right?
Yeah, that's the first time I heard it.
Naturalization Act of 1790, right?
Yeah.
And the stipulation in this bill was, one, you had to have lived in the United States for at least 2 years. You had to be a free white person. You had to be a free white person. So if you're not that, you was getting deported. So everything else on the list is irrelevant if you're not a natural white citizen.
I want to know this.
So
I want to see.
Well, free white, like let's say you was a white person in Mexico, and you was over here. You get to stay because you're a free white man. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So long as you a free white person and swear allegiance to the Constitution, which is it, they do anyway. Demonstrate good character. What's that?
Act like you got some sense.
Demonstrate good character. Children under 21, automatic citizens. See, I don't even think he know the details of the whole bill. Children born abroad to the U.S. citizens were also granted citizenship. I don't think he know the details of the whole 1790 bill. Now you see what I'm saying, bro? This motherfucking orange demon Donald just scream shit he don't know. He just knew they round up people and it looked good to him, right? But if he was implementing some of the shit that's already in here, just half of people gonna stay here regardless. Because we talking about children born abroad but brought here with citizens, they can stay. Children of natural citizens, they can stay. If they 21 years older, they can stay. So what's left? Now you see what I'm saying? All they doing now is growing up, throwing out the men.
Yeah, that's who they targeting first, and that's why they keep saying that they keep their rapists. What are rapists? Men.
It's the men.
They're criminals. The majority of criminals, overwhelming majority of criminals, is men. So,
but you gotta keep in mind that this act in 1790 kept the kids here.
Oh no, this one.
His joint, he got them caged up. That's different.
He caging them up and saying them motherfuckers going with you.
That's the different part.
Don't even worry about it. You taking them with you.
As you can see, the dude that he gonna have in control now, he's talking about, no, he don't mean that. See, again, half of these people are delusional. The shit that we hear him say, they're like they never heard it.
That's what they act like.
This the bitch ass nigga that he just made borders are, whatever that is. And he's sitting there saying, look, lady, Trump ain't say that. What? Like what? That's not what he mean. He's not gonna separate no family at the cage. Like what? He's not even making sense.
Never do make sense. But I want to know. I want to see. I ain't gonna say want to know because I know what's gonna happen. I think I know what might happen if it happens. I want to see if when this go down like he say is going down. What's going to happen if the people they targeting buck? Like fuck that shit. We bucking. We ain't going no motherfucking way. I want to see what's gonna happen with
That's
that.
what the army for.
Yeah, I want to see what's going. I want to see how it's going to happen. I know what's. I think I know what's coming. I want to know if what's going to happen when. I think with Latino people or in particular, and it's more than Latino undocumented people. So
that's true.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen when if they take it to the streets and start marching and protesting? What's going to happen? Because he already said he want to be able to turn the military. He want to turn the military on protesters. So what's going to happen there? So it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of new shit that's going to happen or new to us. There's some new shit that's going to happen. There's wild shit going to happen because I can say this much. And I think I might be kind of right on this. Because at some point, women going to take it to the streets and try to march, or not unless they beat their ass and make them stay in the house. I think the Latinos and them, they're gonna they're going to try to get out in March. But this time is,
uncommitted.
It's not. I ain't even think about voting wise, the uncommitted. I'm thinking about the people that's going to be targeted, the people that this shit affects. And when y'all do, how y'all gonna feel when black people look at you and say, "We tried to tell you, like get out there, and march on with your bad self."
What he's saying is like, at this point, our culture really ain't have no more sympathy for no more of this bullshit.
Right? Oh no, we ain't had no
because we went through. Y'all niggas ain't even seen the level of shit we've been through. So the shit y'all crying about is some bullshit to us. So you're supposed to be voting with us. So once you did that dumb shit, we're not feeling you no more.
The thing about it is with that is we gonna end up at some point fighting to get back the shit that these three groups of dumb motherfuckers gave back. So we gonna at some point, because they gonna try to finish off affirmative action. They gonna DEI. They gonna try to get rid of DEI as soon as they can. But damn,
that comes down to us as a culture. This is not a problem that we had. We know for a fact that this is some shit we ain't want happen as a culture, as a whole. So everything that's happening, we feel as though white women lied to us, Hispanic men was delusionalized, and to us, the Arab Americans, Muslim Americans, was misled by people that supposed to be leading them into better prosperity in their culture. They were led by dumbasses. Uncommitted dumbasses led them into a dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So now you want to beg Biden for shit when on his way out when you too fucking late, man. Now you just sound so stupid, right?
You just dumb now.
Over the top. So at this point, white women, Hispanic men, and whoever think racism and bigotry and treating women like shit is okay and voted for the fool. Yeah. All you motherfuckers that did that, black women got an issue with black women, the most angriest people right now.
Oh,
so that goes to what we're gonna do, something we do, right? We get shouts out to most important black women of the week. You know what I'm saying, dog? We call that the cocoa butter.
Black lady
of the week. And this week, we feel as though the black lady of the week is the black ladies, period. In general. The black culture, the black lady culture that always lead us the right way. The fact that a black woman stood up there, took on the racism, took on the misogyny with grace. Black women got their families out here, even though they didn't know what the fuck was going on with either one of these cats. They didn't care. The mom told me, grandma told me, what the fuck is right? And that's it for me.
Yep.
These are the ladies that are, to us, is the most important thing that happened. And our black ladies of the week.
I mean, yeah, they should be, because the black women right now, black women are pissed off. Really pissed off. This is the most pissed off I've seen them ever. Because, especially at look, y'all gave back, I mean, on all sides, y'all gave back so much of civil rights movement, motherfucking women's rights movements, all that stuff. Every movement out here owes a debt of gratitude to the civil rights movement. Because if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, y'all, none of this shit, women's rights, gay rights, any kind of rights, wouldn't have happened. And y'all just decided to give that shit back. Well, black women said, fuck y'all, we gonna fight for ours. Black people, fuck y'all, we already know we got to fight for ours. And it's real fucked up though that you got to put black people back on the battlefield to fighting for shit we shouldn't have to fight for again. And you putting, black women out there fight for shit that women, period, shouldn't have to fight for again. And you got to do all of this. And I don't blame black women. I don't blame black people. And you know what? I'm not going to skip the Jewish people either, because that's who basically voted for Democrats this time to try to keep this shit in order. But I don't blame them from telling y'all, and I'm telling y'all the same thing that black women is telling y'all. Y'all gonna have to fight for that shit because they coming to put y'all out the country. They coming to put y'all butt naked and in the kitchen. That's what's going to happen. And when y'all have to take it to the streets and fight for this shit and protest and march and all of this shit to try to get this shit done, or you want to come crawling back, I don't blame them for saying fuck that. We not getting involved. Even though at some point we know we don't have to get out there and beat the streets and get involved too, because the shit affects us too. Because we know in the end, we can't, it's some shit we can't let happen to y'all, or that can't let slide because it affects us too, even though y'all dumb enough, y'all stupid, and don't realize the effect of what the fuck y'all did. So at some point, I don't blame them. And look, black women have went through so much, and they got a right to be pissed off. I think they should be pissed off. And you white women down there, you southern white women who down there with this shit now talking about black women trying to jump y'all. Ain't no black women trying to jump y'all. Please.
The fact that Puerto Rican men, like you said, and white women disregarded the racism part is the problem for black and culture.
Yeah.
Then the part of this, when they started deporting people, that wasn't part of our thing. We just fighting for that for y'all. You see what I'm saying? The women's rights, it's more white women than this motherfucking than black women. So that was a right y'all needed just as much as the black women did, you motherfuckers. So to me, at the end, our culture is gonna be mad and pissed. Our women are pissed.
They're pissed.
I go around women that's in their 30s, 40s, older women, you can forget it. They can't stand this shit.
Oh, no.
And literally after this motherfucking election, they had to call in from work, bro. They literally stayed home. They couldn't come outside. Still don't feel good after 2 weeks. That means it hits one culture harder than the others. Period.
Yep.
And the fact that y'all ain't give a fuck about the problems that he was gonna give us makes us don't give a fuck about the problems they're gonna give y'all.
Yeah. But see, that's the fuck up thing about it. Because when you gotta get out and fight for this shit again, and there's no way black people, and you know what? Black people and Jewish people, because it was blacks, because look, none of this shit that was won without black people and Jewish people. And y'all can't get mad at us if we say fuck that, y'all on your own, because up to a certain point, y'all on your own. And we're gonna let y'all get out in the motherfucking street and march and march and march. And let's get this shit straight. Y'all can only get up to a certain point. Well, you're gonna need black people, you're gonna need white people, you're gonna need Jewish people, you're gonna need everybody everybody. Oh, you Asians too. Ain't never gonna leave y'all out for what y'all did with a affirmative action. So at some point, you're gonna need us because we already showed y'all. We the motherfucking we got the stroke in the Democratic Party. So at some point, y'all gonna need us, and we know that it's gonna come to a point where we got to jump into this fight and say, okay, we'll take it from here. Because look, the mass deportations, we ain't getting out there because y'all knew, y'all was told, if y'all vote for this dude, hey, they coming after all of y'all. I don't give a fuck if you documented, undocumented, or whatever. They done told y'all. They didn't throw a new one in. And if your kids was born here, them kids going with you. So you've been told. And the thing about it is, you've been told by black women. So yeah, they should be pissed. I'm glad they pissed. And you know what? When these motherfucking rage come through, and don't think it's gonna start out in the motherfucker in the Midwest, in the middle of the country, because it ain't a lot of illegals out there. It's some, but it ain't a lot. You know where it's coming? It's coming for the major cities. They're coming in DC. They're coming in New York. They're coming to Chicago. They're coming to Baltimore. They're coming to LA. They're coming to all the big cities out here. Detroit, everywhere. Because that's where the concentration of these peoples is. Yeah, and that in the border states too. I'm not gonna leave. They're gonna clean up the border states and try to make them happy. But where all the dude that said last week, oh, we know where they at, and we got them targeted where we know they at, and it's coming in the big cities. So just watch.
So shout out to the black ladies of America.
Right on.
We appreciate you and we love you. You know what I'm saying, Dad? We love the black ladies.
Yep.
That's all times for sure. Now, like my man said, it's a lot going on, bro. We have Dr. Oz.
Oh, Lord.
Now, hold up. One thing about this shit here with these fools, bro. Dr. Oz and like Phil, Dr. Phil, all these fools got their shit from a black woman. And it's so odd for these people to sit here and be against everything inclusion. The shit is so dumb. It's just so odd that white people feel like they can get the inclusion. They can get motherfucking moved up in spots and shit for no fucking reason. But you have a fucking fit and about to die if a black person or a brown or immigrant do some shit. It's like you about to have a whole heart attack, bro. The shit is so crazy. So they pick a motherfucker named Dr. Oz to go in the fucking government. And you know who Dr. Oz is? Everybody know who the fuck he is. He's on TV. He is fake. I don't know if he's a doctor for real or not, but he's a talk show host doctor for sure. And he had his ass about to get locked the fuck up. Back in the day, he had to go to Congress and shit.
Yeah.
Fake pushing fat ass pills when he's supposed to make you lose weight. And now, all of a sudden, he's a fucking MAGA Republican that's gonna go in the fucking and be in the cabinet. These niggas, like, he picking the foolery food, which I don't care. I want him to pick all the dumb fools he want.
Yeah, all the
but at this point, TV show hosts and this shit is like, what are we doing? We were talking about saving and taking care of millions and millions of people's lives, bro. At some point, you gotta have people that make sense at least, even though they could be MAGA at least. But the motherfuckers at least gotta have some sense for the job, bro. What the fuck are we doing?
But hold on for 1 second. Can we pause Dr. Oz for a minute? Because I got something here that really need to get read, and it really need, and maybe this will make some of you motherfuckers really, really see that this shit is real and this shit is serious. I want to read this letter that was sent is on letterhead from the Texas General Land Office, Commissioner Don Buckingham, MD, whatever it is. And it was written today, November 19th, 2024, sent to President-elect Donald J. Trump, Mar-a-Lago Club, 1100 South Ocean Boulevard, Palm Beach, Florida, 33480. Subject: Texas offering 1,400 acres of land adjacent to the Texas-Mexico border for construction of deportation facilities. Dear President Trump, I'm writing to formally offer 1,402 acres of land in Starr County, Texas, to be used to construct deportation facilities. The Texas General Land Office, GLOW, currently owns a 1,402 acre tract roughly 35 miles west of McAllen, Texas. My office is fully prepared to enter into an agreement with the Department of Homeland Security, Immigration, and Customs Enforcement or the United States Border Patrol to allow a facility to be built for the processing, detention, and coordination of the largest deportation of violent criminals in the nation's history. As Texas Land Commissioner, I recently acquired this 1,402 acre ranch along the border near Rio Grande City. In less than 24 hours after the purchase on October 23rd, 2024, get that, I granted a 7,681 foot long, 1.45 mile easement across the property, allowing our Texas border wall to be built. The previous owner had refused to allow the wall to be built and actively blocked law enforcement from accessing the property. Her actions enable cartel members and violent criminals to sexually abuse migrant women and children on this land for some time. At my direction, since serving as head of this agency, the GLOW has won several significant victories in the fight to repel cartel activities along our border. Early last year, my office was able to survey several islands in the Rio Grande River and declare them part of the state of Texas, permitting law enforcement to end all human trafficking and drug smuggling operations on them. The largest of these islands is 170 acres, and before declaring it part of Texas, it had been used as a no man's land to evade both American and Mexican law enforcement. The island, known as Fronton Island, has been deemed by the Texas Military Department, TMD, and Texas Cartel and Department of Safety, DPS, as the most dangerous part of the Texas border. Cartel violence broke out almost nightly across the river, including massive firefights with automatic weapons and grenades. And okay, I end it right there. So just a little bit more. They just offered. I want y'all to get to what the motherfucker just offered. They just offered a 1,402 acres of land in Texas to build what is basically going to be a concentration camp for all of the migrants, they say, and illegals and criminals that they round up. Let me tell you. So, even if some of y'all look, they don't even know where they're gonna take these people at. So when they tell you that they Texas tell I'm look, you need to build a camp. I'm gonna build a concentration camp. I'm gonna give you the motherfucking land. That means a lot of y'all that's coming off the streets, a lot of y'all that's coming out your houses, a lot of y'all that's coming off your jobs, a lot of y'all is just living a life trying to do what you came here to do, is live a better life than you had wherever you came from. And guess what? The motherfucking Texas just told Trump, I got 402 acres right here. Y'all ain't going out the fucking country. Y'all going to concentration camps. Because it's going to take years and years to get you motherfuckers where they find out where you from. And You don't even know if the motherfucking country is gonna take you back.
What I said, $1 million. It took dude $1 million for 1 year.
So that means they're gonna lock you up, and you're gonna be in these fucking camps. It's gonna be just like Guantanamo. Once you get in, your ass is dead. So, and don't forget, it's places like Guantanamo they can send you. Shit, Alcatraz Island is still up. So, who knows in other states along the border, and they probably ain't gonna put them like middle of the country, but you never know what the fuck they're gonna do. But it's gonna be other states gonna say, round their ass up. We got some land right here. Build you some camps right here.
Yeah, their goal is to get you out the system. Period. As long as you out the U.S. soul and they got control of you, they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
As long as you ain't in the system.
This is real. And this is serious.
One thing about that immigration, it's going to hit the fan for sure. And when that joint hit the fan, it's going to be crazy as shit. People don't understand how that looks until they see it. That's the goddamn show.
They told you. This is the largest deportation in the history of this country. It's coming. And guess what? Let me see. It's coming in 60 days. Because tomorrow is the 20th.
Yeah.
It's coming in 2 months.
Most people probably leaving on their own now. Self-deporting all this bitch now.
Yeah. I think, because now a lot of people like, man, I can't
reality done hit.
And then, that they can't get over here. And the ones that's over here is like, man, fuck it. Then hey, look, when you drop them motherfuckers off, you think we can get a ride back?
They definitely want to go back there though.
So but like I think it's still gonna be a lot of them in the next 60 days who gonna go off the grid. They're gonna end up having to. They already told you they coming to your place of work where you live. They coming everywhere they think you at. So a lot of them gonna have to go off the grid and live on the run. And look, guess where they're gonna run to, and guess where they're gonna be at. They're gonna be working for rich motherfuckers like Donald Trump, who gonna be paying them motherfuckers. He gonna be paying them cash under the fucking table.
He trying to get motherfuckers out that he employ and shit. That shit, wow.
Right, and all them fucking illegals he had working in Mar-a-Lago.
Exactly.
So, hey, y'all think?
Keep an eye on the immigration people out there. Is about to get serious for sure.
Yeah, that was when they say they offering you land and they beat around on the motherfucking burden, but hey, concentration camps is coming. Hey, they didn't call them a bunch of Nazis or a bunch of Nazi loving motherfuckers for nothing. You about to see what you saw about 100 years ago. You about to see it again with motherfuckers in camps, and hey, the way y'all gonna be treated, y'all best believe. You got ass whoopings coming. Y'all gonna have women in there. And women gonna be getting fucked all kind of ways.
Now, just like the borders are some crazy motherfuckers. So he named motherfucking Dr. Oz, a celebrity heart surgeon.
Yeah, let's get back to him.
Turned to talk show host. He's a guru. And he used to be in motherfucking in the circles where Trump be at and shit back in the day. So Trump like him. They friends and shit. He just named him the health and hold up. That's what's the name job, ain't it?
RFK.
He named him the lead Medicare and Medicaid person.
Yeah.
Which is another job. It's nothing. They don't exist. He just keep putting people somewhere that don't exist. The shit's odd. What is that? What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Medicare and Medicaid do what? Get rid of it? I mean, what is he supposed to do?
That's what crazy. That's what he there for, to find a way to get rid of it, to find a way to kick as many people off as you can.
I don't get what the point is. Then, all right, watching Oz over the years, right? You've been watching them, right? Is he a person that will help somebody take millions of people off their healthcare? Or is he?
He is.
You think so?
He just ran as a MAGA Republican. He just ran for what? The
He ran for Republican, but I don't know the MAGA part.
He was MAGA. Sure. He was MAGA. He's a MAGA. He just ran as a fucking MAGA.
So everybody know that Republicans make a few issues the only issues. The border, immigrants coming through that, they disgusting and soiling our nation. And transgenders, the two things that bores their souls. Mm-hmm. Now, bringing Dr. Oz in is, I don't know if this is going to be tricky or not, because the transgender thing is huge for them, right? They're gonna start bringing out laws for transgender stuff all left and right. So Oz, when he ran the first time, was asked a few questions about transgender. Let's tap into what he was talking about then.
On views that need to be expressed. So let's move beyond that for a moment. You're now running for U.S. Senate. What about the theory, not the theory, excuse me, but the legislation that's actually out there? Do you support the view that there should be a ban on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones, physical sex change surgeries for children under 18? Where do you stand on that?
My big issue with the whole transgender movement with kids is based on false science. Let me give you a number that's going to blow your mind, David. 85% of young children who say they're transgender will go back to their biologic sex if they're just loved and let be. They'll, Johnny will walk around in mommy's shoes for a while, and then he'll figure it out and go back to the way he was biologically conceived. And that's an important observation, because the opposite happens when you interfere with the process, endorse, embrace. You get social workers and nurses involved. You start offering medications and more permanent treatments, which I think don't have a role to play in young children, because they can't actually be involved in decisions as much as you may think. The fact that we've censored thought here and not allowed people who have expertise in the area to be heard, in fact, quite the opposite, they get censored and canceled for voicing their opinions, is shameful. It's the same kind of process that occurred when Fauci went after scientists who didn't agree with his mandates. When you mix politics and medicine, you get politics. We cannot hurt our children by doing that again.
Right. Are you for a ban, though, on puberty blockers, or you're saying you want to take a wait-and-see approach?
Well, I would not. I want a doctor to make a decision with the patient, but I'm very dubious of giving young children puberty blockers, surgery, or anything else. I mean, I can't imagine scenarios where that would be welcome, but I don't want to interfere with doctors and parents working together.
Okay. Medicaid and Medicare person here, right? He about to take over those two things. Yep. All right. The transgender question that he got asked, right? What do you get from his answer, and what do you think about the overall process between him and transgender and the MAGA party? How this is going to unfold with him?
Well,
or did he answer the question good enough for MAGA?
Did he answer good enough for MAGA? Yeah, because look, ain't nobody getting in this administration that ain't MAGA, for one. And anybody that's in the administration, your views don't really matter any fucking way. But they matter because you're not getting in unless your views line up exactly with what Trump views line up with and what he want. So whatever department you heading, you basically dare to do whatever Trump wants done. So they only tell you half the story. It's not like no child can walk into no motherfucking hospital doctor's office and say, "Hey, I need some puberty blockers." They probably don't know what the fuck a puberty blocker is.
Now it says here puberty blockers can be used to delay the changes of puberty and transgender and gender diverse youth who have started puberty. The medicines most often used for this purposes are called codeine and totrine, releasing hormones, analogous. Here's a summary of the benefits of the shit. Primary sex characteristics, secondary. Wait. All right, first of all, me personally, I never heard of puberty blockers, right?
I haven't either.
Now, obviously, it's some type of something they're giving people.
Yeah, it delays
and telling them that their hormones are being slowed down.
Yeah, it delays the. I guess the growth and development of the sex organs. They include the penis, scrotum, and testicles, and the uterus, ovaries, and vagina. So, and it also delay basically they don't say that they motherfucking stop it. They say to just delay it. Like secondary sex characteristics. These are the physical changes in the body that appear during puberty. Examples, okay.
Testosterone.
Okay, includes breast development. It'll stop the females, the breast from growing, and in men or boys, it'll slow down the growth of facial hair and shit like that.
All right, so now I heard of that before, but I never knew it was called puberty blocker though.
Yeah, and then it
so
say
maybe that's some motherfucking Republican word. They always make these words things.
And people assign male at birth GnRH analogs slow the growth of facial and body hair, prevent voice deepening, and limit the growth of the penis, scrotum, and testicles.
So to me, now I never knew it was a such thing, right? So now that I know it's a such thing as that, all right, now what it do is that's the thing that everybody that's transitioning use to slow things down so they can transition.
And people assigned female at birth, this treatment limits or stops breast development and stops menstruation.
All right, so Republicans don't want, but if you eliminate this whole drug right here, then people can't transition.
Yeah.
So that's see again, the stuff they do are the stuff that cut to the core. It ends the whole thing. Whether you won't even be paying attention to, like when they say the abortion thing, he can end the abortions without even going through Congress and no shit, right? The same thing with this. They using it's stuff that we don't know about, but if they get rid of this drug, if they campaign on getting rid of puberty blocker, they put the name on it, right? Okay. And now you get rid of it. That person, these people can't transition no more.
All right. So
now you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it gets rid of it.
It say what are the criteria?
It ends it without banning it.
What are the criteria for use of puberty blockers? In most cases, to begin using puberty blockers, an individual needs to show a lasting pattern of gender nonconformity or gender dysphoria. So you gay and you just gay. Have gender dysphoria that began or worsen at the start of puberty. So,
it's trying to slow it down. It's trying to
address any psychological, medical, or social problems that could interfere with treatment. Be able to understand that the treatment, be able to understand the treatment and agree to have it. Then it says right here, are changes permanent? GnRH analogs don't cause permanent physical changes. Instead, they pause puberty. That offers a chance to explore gender identity. It also gives youth and their families time to plan for the psychological, medical, developmental, social, and legal issues that may lie ahead. When a person stops taking GnRH analogs, puberty starts again. In general,
so basically, it's, let's say a boy feel like he a girl, right?
Yeah.
So he takes this shit right here to slow down him busting a nut at 13, 14.
Yeah,
when you first get that wet dream.
Yeah.
Or a woman is when they first get the menstrual cycle. So they slowing down those processes so that now the person that feel they're gay or whatever the fuck, they can now go directly to which one of these ones they want to go to.
Yeah. So I guess what it does is it stops. It stops the growth of the testicles, stop the growth of, I ain't gonna say stop because it pauses the things that happen. You growing pubic hair under your arm, facial hairs, stuff like that, and women getting breasts, and so
it will stop you can't do it no more without this drug.
Yeah, you can't do it. But once you stop taking the drug, the shit start all over.
You stop taking the drug, you become a man. Like if you want to be a man, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
you're supposed to have titties, and titties be like, damn, I can grow now. Whoo, shit.
So you'll just be who you're supposed to be. You just be a feminine dude. You can't be transitioned to a woman.
Yeah.
So,
but that's something. I guess that's something. See, for a motherfucker to like, it take years. You got to go through shit for years for a motherfucker to transition. They make you go through all types of shit, all kinds of psychological shit. You can't just up and say, and say, you know what? I think I'm gonna become a woman next week. You ain't doing all that. They're gonna put you through some shit before you even get close to that stage. But the way they tell us, the way they tell a story is, you think that a motherfucker just can show up like, like they show up at a fast food restaurant. Yeah, give me a number 8 sex change and make it snappy.
Okay.
You can't do that.
So you can hear Oz when he said, yeah, I'm not with none of that nowhere, right? Yeah. All right, so I don't know if I don't know, because this is my first time even knowing. I didn't know this existed, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how to even react to what it is to do. I mean, like, to me, most of the stuff is some personal shit. It's like, why would the government concern itself with this shit? Be honest with you. Second, it's not even that many motherfuckers that does this. Third, this is taxpayer money you want to keep flowing around for transgender stuff that literally is not a thing. It's not. Well, I don't know. I get that you might be religious or whatever the fuck, but at some point, freedom means letting people do what they want to do in their life. And at some point, you gotta let them do them, and everything don't go through government. Like
it don't.
Like stopping people from doing ABC through government because you don't like it because of your religion, or you don't like it because they black or they Hispanic, or you don't like it, so you put it in government. That's not where that shit supposed to be.
You have to go to what is at the bottom, or what is at the core of this whole motherfucking thing. And what's at the bottom is what's at the core is the white replacement theory. If you got a whole, they're trying to make every little white girl, pure white girl that can have a baby, they want to put a couple babies up in it. They want to replenish the white race. They want to make sure that the white race stays in the majority in this country. It ain't got nothing. That's why you get the Mexicans out. That's why you having all these fucking laws. And if motherfuckers is taking puberty blockers, that's less people that can have babies. Well, less white people, because they only concerned about the white gays. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about black gays and Latino gays and Asian gays or whatever. Because if they take puberty blockers and can't have and don't have babies and such, that's right up their alley. They don't give a fuck if we don't have babies. They give a fuck if their kind is gay and don't have babies, because that slows them down for replenishing the race. That's what's at the bottom of all of this shit. And until y'all realize it, that's the way these motherfuckers feeling, then we'll see it for what it is.
So puberty blockers and some of these things they do so they can transition, right, is turn into something that almost can be eliminated. So now, if you have a person that feels this way, they're like, it's some people that it's gay people, and then it's some people that's gay, and they well beyond just being gay. Like when you see them, when you talk to them, they're presented as a man, but when they start talking and acting, they act like a woman, or vice versa. A woman to the extreme looks like a dude, and you get to them, they're a girl. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, so it goes both ways. But at the same time, Republicans are saying you don't have a person don't have a choice to do what they want to do with their body. Now, at some point, murdering yourself, committing suicide, or people that cut themselves a lot, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Too. At some point, I get the government stepping in and saying, you can't do that to yourself, right? Because now you ain't doing about trying to harm yourself and kill yourself.
Yeah, that's
so
when you get
therefore
into, self-mutilation and shit like that. That's mental health right there.
Yeah,
crazy.
But I can get the government stepping in to stuff that's harming you, just trying to kill you. You trying to kill yourself or harm yourself. So I get that. Now, if you're doing things under a doctor's supervision, so already you're not trying to kill yourself.
Right.
Second, if the doctor okays it where this is not something going to kill you, what's the problem with doing it now? So now it's what? Religion, or you just don't like this type stuff?
Yeah, they just don't like this shit.
Therefore, what again, it goes back to what do they got to do with the government? You don't like it, or it's in your religion. That has nothing to do with anything.
It goes.
You see what I'm saying?
It goes back with them with the government is this. They don't like it, and I'm gonna keep saying it goes back to they want white women. They want their white women pure. They want their race. They want a pure white race, and they want to knock it up every year. And they got the people. They can raise the issue. The people that they're talking to, the 75 million people that they're talking to, because that's all they give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about everybody else. They give a fuck about the 75 million people that voted for them. Well, most of the 75 million, because some of them they told to kiss their ass. They going to wild them up. Oh man, it's that they giving the kids these pills and they not growing and not growing sex organs and all this old shit. Now you got the people in place like RFK Jr. and he'll work in conjunction with Dr. Oz, and they're gonna, especially RFK Jr., because I think the FDA falls under the Health and Human Services, if I'm not mistaken. And he got the people in the place to say, you know what, we don't like this medication. Ban that medication. They'll just ban it, and people.
You never can change. So
that's all they setting up for.
My thing is, all right, cool then, but the things that Republicans concern themselves with is so odd, bro. Mm-hmm. Now, again, this is something I'm just learning. I never knew there was such thing as beauty box. So my initial reaction is, to me, if it's not nothing that's causing bodily harm to kill somebody, they can do what the fuck they want to their body. You let a bitch change their boobs, you let a bitch change their ass all day. But once they start talking about changing to something else, then you mad. Like, I don't get that thought of process. So to be Dr. Oz, as you heard him there, he against all that. But he said something key at the end.
What are you gonna do? Trump tell him?
I'm more supportive of patients and doctor making their own decisions. He said that twice in that interview. Okay. That alone is against everything Trump and them doing to do. Which can give you a glimmer of hope that this motherfucker is not completely MAGA, that's completely foolish in that spot, because he already spotlighted and put out the fact that he not with anything that is against the patient and doctor in their own making a decision. He said that shit twice in that interview. Therefore, that alone is something where you can look at and be like, at least this motherfucker, at least he know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at least those MAGAs. But let's get one thing straight. If he wasn't MAGA, he wasn't getting an administration anyway. Two, if he don't do what Trump want done, Trump going to get rid of him, and he going to put somebody in there who's just as crazy or crazier than him. So if you best believe when Trump sat down with him, just like he sat down with Joe and Mika and put foot to ass, he sat down with him and say, well, look, I'm gonna put you in, I want you to run this department right here, but this is what I want, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to work towards doing this, that, and the third. If he didn't agree with it, he would have never got pushed to the appointment. So,
man, this party is homophobic. They racist. They bigoted.
Okay.
The shit is just crazy.
Okay. Let me ask you this question.
How bigoted and racist this party is.
Well, let me ask you this question then. Which party? And I have to say, you shouldn't be surprised. Nobody should be surprised, because which party is always fighting, and their platform always is fighting the culture wars. It's the Republican Party. It's never about policy. It's never about doing what's good for the people or what's good for the country. All the time, every time you hear something come out their mouth, and it's been back. I'm gonna say as long as I can remember. I'm just going back as long as I can remember, and that's the Reagan years. I'm gonna start with the Reagan years. They was always fighting these culture wars. It's always gonna be something
because it gets them winning.
Because
they win with it.
That's what gets their base riled up. If it wasn't for the fact, look, if it wasn't for the fact that he could wild up the white people that he did to get Latinos and other immigrants, the dog and cat eaters out the country, and put these, they want gays not to be seen, not to be heard. They want black people to know their place. That's what they want. And and that's what the whole administration, and for this administration to run smoothly, Trump got to put the people in place. Because hey, me and you both say he definitely got 2 years. In the first 2 years, he got to push this shit through. He got to push it through, and he got to push it through hard. So these people that he's putting in charge of these agencies or whatever, these cabinet positions, them people up there to do what he wants done. Why you think so many authors of people that wrote and authored Project 2025 is getting these positions? So, they can say one motherfucking thing, but you gonna know them by their actions. That's all I got to say.
One thing they do is show you that they racist and bigoted.
Yeah.
If that whole concentration is fucking transgenders. Just like motherfucking Nancy Mace.
Yeah.
So she passes a bill on the House. So she put up a bill in the House that says no transgenders can use the bathrooms on public on federal grounds. Now, I'm gonna let her explain this joint real quick, and then we're gonna come back on the end of that. These bitches crazy.
Path forward for this. Well, number one, I want to see this in the House rules package. I want to make sure that no men are in women's private spaces, and it's not going to end here. This shouldn't be going on any federal property. If you're a school or an institution that gets government funding, this kind of thing should be banned. I think it's sick. It's twisted. I have fought like hell for women's rights. I mean, 25 years ago this year, I became the first woman to break the glass ceiling and graduate from a military college that was formerly all male. And to see the way that I've been attacked today and last night for fighting to protect women and girls, it's ridiculous. So if that being a feminist makes me an extremist, I'm totally here for it.
Is this effort in response to Congresswoman McBride's coming to Congress?
Yes, and absolutely, and then some. I'm not going to stand for a man. If someone with a penis is in the women's locker room, that's not okay. And I'm a victim of abuse myself. I'm a rape survivor. I have PTSD from the abuse I've suffered at the hands of a man. And I know how vulnerable women and girls are in private spaces. So I'm absolutely 100% going to stand in the way of any man who wants to be in a women's restroom, in our locker rooms, in our changing rooms. I will be there fighting you every step of the way.
How do you think the speaker should address this? Just in the House rules package, or?
A House rules package will be fine, but we can't stop there. I mean, I'm working on legislation that would ban it on federal property. I'm working on legislation if you are a school that is funded by the federal government, this shouldn't go on. And if I'm being fought like this as a member of Congress across the country by mainstream media like you, imagine what the underage girl goes through at her school. The shame, seeing a biological male in a women's space in a girl's restroom or in her locker room, it's crazy. And if McBride wants to go to the gym, she can go to Planet Fitness, where they allow biological men to be around in a room in a private space with underage girls. Like, no, thank you. It's not going to happen on my watch, and I'm going to stand in the way of anyone who's crazy enough to let men into women's spaces. It's not a thing. It's not going to be a thing up here. I'm going to fight like hell for all women and girls. Thank you.
Did you meet with McBride?
See, this.
It was just so much dumb
It's just so much dumb shit in there because, look, if you got a schlong, You ain't going in no motherfucking women's bathroom without, just going there and whip out and start peeing. First of all, you ain't gonna do that anyway because ain't no urinals in there anyway. Unless if you go in there, you going into a motherfucking a stall by yourself, but you shouldn't be in there, period. So we could agree on that. Where we disagree at is, okay, if everybody can agree that men shouldn't be in women's locker room, or biological men shouldn't be in women's locker rooms or bathrooms. Now, okay, where do they got? Where should they go and use the bathroom? Where is their bathroom? At some point, they gotta have somewhere to go pee. You can tell them they gotta go out behind the motherfucking building and pee.
You remember, they don't exist. As soon as they get rid of their medicine, they don't want to see them no more.
Right.
Do you understand that? This is a person, it's nothing for them, as far as they're concerned. But the problem with this overall is, now, I mean, man, my man got some age on him, but we ain't that damn old to remember. Bathrooms was bathrooms. Everybody was going in and out of the bathroom. You go to motherfucking pools. Bathroom was the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like you just, if there's a girl in there, you turn back around. Hey, all right, wait your family. You know what I'm saying? It's simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a nigga walking there swinging. Hey, girl, hey, move out the way, girl.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. What the fuck is, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
The shit that they turn into some type of problem for them is so odd. She gonna make a motherfucking bill so people can't use the bathroom in the joint. It ain't number, first is none. It ain't number one person.
Yeah.
And then that person not even in there yet. That person has just been elected. The person has not even been seated yet.
Yeah.
And she putting a bill so this bitch can't even use the bathroom. It ain't like it's people in the street. It's a person that been elected senator from some state. They elected her. That's not her business. And then she gonna turn into, she can't come in his bathroom with me. Like, the shit just stupid, bro. Her name is Sarah McBride. She represents the first state of district. Dumb. And the shit that, look, this shit has gotten over the top, bro. Like, it's dumb.
I don't give a fuck if you a man, and I don't give a fuck what you identify it as on an LBGQ, whatever letter you did.
All right, ain't no more of that. Yourself. I won't hit it more of that shit.
Well, anyway, I don't give a fuck if you think you a woman, want to be a woman, or whatever the fuck. If you got motherfucking man parts and you go into a women's bathroom and expose yourself around women and they don't want to see that shit, you wrong. That's still what at the very least, it's a decent exposure. If that. So that's at the very least. What they really saying is, without saying it is, look, I don't want to go in the bathroom behind these motherfucking people. I don't know what the fuck they've been doing. And I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go up in there and catch nothing. And, these people doing what they doing and shit that might have came from one of Puffy freak offs and shit. And leaving bodily fluids all over the bathroom. That's basically what they saying. Look, we don't want to deal with this. We don't want to see these people. We don't want these people using the same bathrooms as us. Mm. We don't want none of that. But they can't, they ain't gonna come straight out and tell you that. You gotta read between the lines. You gotta hear what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen more than just these two ears. You gotta listen to that ear up in here. But that's what make America great again is look, we don't want these wetbacks here. We really don't want the niggas, but we really can't do shit with them. They here now. That's it. And we don't want these homosexuals running around here. We want America what it used to be, where you knew it was gays out there, but you didn't see them, or you didn't hear from them, or it wasn't about gay rights, and you wasn't being you wasn't being in your, I guess what you feel is being forced to serve these people. You being forced to let these people in, in your establishment or whatever. So they just now, you know, they just telling y'all, we don't want to deal. We white. We trying to, we don't want to deal with none of you motherfuckers. So, that's basically what it is. But they ain't gonna come straight out and tell you.
I give the motherfucking Republicans credit. When they do politics, they do it, right? They do their thing. They do what they saying they do. If you can block it, whatever the fuck, they find ways to get it done.
Yeah.
Like eliminate the medicine. Like one of my issues is gun violence, right? Yeah. And I always will say, man, it's ways around this shit for these motherfuckers, right? And one thing I always said was, all right, if they don't want, if NRA and all that shit want to do all that shit, you pass a bill that ban all bullets to go on these motherfucking automatics. So if the motherfucker can't sell them, you ain't have to worry about it. That's the same thing that Republicans do. They be like, all right, you want to do this transgender shit? I'll get rid of the medicine. If you want to be an abortion, all right, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna ban it, but I'm gonna get rid of the medicine. Well, you can't be no abortions, or I'm gonna lock the doctors up. So I'm not gonna ban it, but you ain't getting one. You see what I'm saying? It's just real simple.
But that's a good point you brought up with the guns, because they tried that shit. They tried that shit before. They couldn't get the gun, but they got cop killer bullets off the streets. They got I don't know if they went after them fucking bullets with the talons and all that old shit. So they had went out at some of the ammo, but you gotta be, like we say, y'all got to be out there pounding the pavement and beating the streets and making this shit known. Motherfucker, this shit can't go down.
Yeah, that's why I say, man, it's like this right here hit a lot of people hard, especially black women. So, and I get it. And I get the fact that some people want to just say, fuck it, that's it, man. They don't need us to keep fighting this bullshit and give up.
Yeah, like the chick we watched on Rolling Martin.
I understand that type of thinking and shit, because this was crazy. This was a fight where you looked like there's no way you can lose to this fool. Like you can't do it. But in the end, you can't just give up on this thing, because it's not nothing you could just turn your back on, because it gets worse if you turn your back on the shit. You gotta be the opposition. You gotta fight whatever the fuck they trying to do. All the shit that you voted against, $1 million short of what he got, and you just looking to just say stop all that shit, or try to stop the blow of some of that shit until you get a chance to vote for your people again. And hopefully you got more people voting for that person this time. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And that's how this shit gonna work. You can't stop and say I give up. I get it. I know black women tired, because they've been fighting for a minute. They done put everybody in. Obama in, they put Biden in. They just fucking looking around like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all clowns? Listen to all these other people, especially Hispanics and all this shit. Just listen to other people while we doing this fight. Meanwhile, it's just stupid.
Let's get one thing straight. All of this shit that black people and black women in particular is telling y'all and was telling y'all, it wasn't shit that was being made up. It wasn't shit that being exaggerated. It was shit that it was shit that was motherfucking we go through. We know what it's like. We know what it's like to be without health insurance. We know what it's like to go to the hospital, and if you ain't got no health insurance, they give you bullshit care and push you right out. Obama stopped that. But y'all giving it back. We know what it's like to be discriminated against. We know all this shit. We telling y'all, our women know what it's like not to get good health care. We know. We're not telling y'all nothing that we don't know. We telling y'all the shit that we've been through. We telling you the shit that we fought for when Massa went to beat our ass every fucking day. But we got tired of that shit, and we got out in the streets, and we marched for our rights just like everybody else. And then y'all just turn around and basically give it away. Y'all give it away. See, it hurts more. The white women need to understand this. It hurts more, and it's more fucked up coming from you that you white women did what you did, because white women, black women, women in general, all fought the same battle. And they got out there in them streets and they fought for women's rights. They fought for access to abortion. They fought for access to prenatal care. It is so much shit that women fought for that you dumb bitches gave back. It's given back to these fucking caveman motherfuckers. And we got a right to be mad because if the shit they gonna do to you ain't gonna compare to the shit they gonna do to our women. If you think they don't look, you white women, like I say, y'all ain't gonna be in the motherfucking y'all ain't gonna be out there in the motherfucking workforce because y'all gonna start getting knocked up they're gonna start knocking you up at a younger age. You got an old motherfucker like Matt Gaetz who's out here allegedly fucking a 17-year-old. They ain't worrying about condoms or none of that shit or birth control. They're gonna stop birth control. They gonna plan B, the morning after pill, all that shit. That shit about to be gone.
Done.
And see, if y'all think y'all gonna be out there in corporate America, they ain't got to worry about they ain't got to worry about none of y'all in corporate America. But we got to worry about getting back out there because they're gonna get y'all out of corporate America. That makes it that just makes it more more white men, more jobs for white men, and all this money they're gonna be having. They got more money to spend amongst for bonuses and to put in their pocket. But you think well shit. Black women see this. Okay, they ain't got these motherfucking bitches out of corporate America. Ain't no way in hell black women, you would think black women was like fuck that shit, we gonna step up and take their place. They don't do that because they don't like us, they don't like our people. So what's gonna happen? You back to that ingrown racism shit, that systemic racism. You ain't bringing no motherfucking damn sure. If they came out this strong against a black woman being president, come on, you know damn well they ain't gonna have no black woman running a business or higher up making decisions in a business. So what y'all did was y'all set women, white women at that, set women back so goddamn far. Y'all set women back so damn far. It's y'all don't even really, y'all not gonna realize it's done until you sitting home with 7 kids. Then your daughter, she gonna be a teen pregnancy. She probably be pregnant by 15, and then they got everybody with where they want them. But like I say, we got a good chance and a good opportunity to stop this shit or start to turn this shit around. But it's coming. It's coming for real. And damn, it ain't gonna be no more Oprahs. Who the next Oprah? They ain't gonna let the next Oprah happen. Who? Ellen, Rosie O'Donnell. You ain't getting no more of them. Shit. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be too long before Mika offer Morning Joe. Now that the Republicans have put them in check, without Trump then put them in check.
Yeah, the way this going is like black media is self, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we start talking about black media, I'm starting to put us involved in black media now.
Yeah,
we in black media. The black media in general has been on the internet. Most of the motherfuckers, the big time black,
the hell,
the Don Lemons and who the fuck else out there? The big joints out there, the Native Parks Land and the motherfucking Roland Martins and the motherfucking again BT, all those motherfuckers. It's a black media out there.
It is,
but and after this president election, they all feels like they were slighted because I've been noticing all these people like Don Lemon and Roland Martin. They all having this thing where they saying you spent this much money on that, but we this and that. We like. Do you agree with Don Lemon when he say the money, all the money keep going to the mainstream media, but you need to start giving money to underground internet media, media sites like his and Roland Martin's and shit like that?
I agree totally. Because you have to look, you have to invest in people like Roland Martin, Don Lemon, what's her name? My girl, Reese Colbert, Karen Hunter, us, because you do not have what they call the media ecosystem that MAGA and the Republicans have. So you got to get with people like us that's gonna have you on, have your people on, have your representatives on, have spokesmen on that can be able to tell it like it is, tell the fucking truth, and you got people that push the truth. You know, we're not saying we're gonna get on here and lie for you, or we're gonna cover up the motherfucking we're gonna cover up shit for you. What we're saying is, if you come on here, you know, you can speak the truth, you can speak truth to power, speak truth to us, and if you know, more likely than not, if you come on here, I ain't gonna say more likely than not, I'm gonna say if you come on here and we agree with you, we're gonna push that. And that's why you had the situation where people like Charlemagne and Killer Mike and all these old clowns out here was pushing all these false narratives about her, and it took off and it stuck to her. Look, when have you ever had somebody come out against, I don't even give a fuck who it was, Trump, Bush, W or HW, Bush the father? When have you ever heard somebody come out and say something about them, it might have been true or not, that Fox News and right-wing radio and right-wing podcasters and right-wing newspapers and websites, because we lead them out too, don't attack the motherfucker and no, that ain't motherfucking true. He never said that. And this person is this, that, and the third. And you don't have that on the Democratic side. And Roland Martin and motherfucking Don Lemon and a few others, they're right. Y'all got to work with people out here to build that kind of media ecosystem. Whereas you can fight fire with fire. And you have people, look, a lot of things that we talk about, how many times have we came on in the 2+ years that we've been doing this? And it wasn't nothing that maybe Trump said, or this one said, or anybody said. It was, we had to come on here and clean up shit because Sean Hannity jumped out there. Bill O'Reilly jumped out there with some shit, and they do the shit that the candidates and the people in office don't have to do. And they don't have to jump out there because they have a Hannity and all these other wild motherfuckers that crazy broad. And they don't have that on the Democratic side. And Democrats need to fucking, and this start, and matter of fact, it don't even start with the candidate. It starts with the DNC. It starts with the DNC. The DNC needs to invest and work with these people to get their message out. That's the way I see it.
It's, to me, black media thing is tough because when you look at the bigger picture, I get it that, like, if you watch a MSNBC or Fox or something, those people right there got shareholders and owners, and people just gonna want certain things said or not said. So people understand that part, you know. But in the end, like Lord Martin said, he asked for $5 million during the campaign to push the stuff on there, the commercials and everything. And when I think about it and step back and think about it, and you talking to a conglomerate, this is DNC, they working with $1 billion. This is a huge business right here. And you're asking $5 million to go where? You see what I'm saying? It's like to me, the black media joint is so diluted, and in the end, let's say you send Roland Martin $5 million. What the hell is like? What did it do? What is it going to go to? You know what I'm saying? It's like you throwing money into a pit of nothing. And to them, they look at motherfucking the internet and shit is like a pit hole. It's like you don't know what the fuck going on there. You know what I'm saying? That's uncontrolled. Like when these people watch, you don't know where the fuck these views coming from. There could be a view from fucking New Orleans or fucking Brazil. You don't know where the fuck these people at, and whether or not they even have a chance to even impact Americans or even vote or anything. So some of this shit is like, in the end, I get what they saying, but overall, you can't trust. Let's say MSNBC and Roland Martin. You can't trust the news coming from Roland Martin because he won't be doing nothing but looking up shit from bigger corporations. He's not going to Brazil. He's not going to the Gaza Strip. You know what I'm saying? So the news he getting is relayed just like the shit we get. So therefore, that's my point. Like, at some point, you gotta realize that there's a reason why they get money. There's a reason why they get more money, because they got access to things and they doing broader things than just sitting in front of your joint on YouTube, bro, and calling your friends up and bringing them up on the screen. That's not enough. Now, you gotta have a motherfucking infrastructure that means something. So when somebody you come and say, "Give me $5 million," they gonna look at you like, for a YouTube joint, I ain't got time for that shit. That's just the facts. I mean, no matter how many views you think you getting all the time, that's irrelevant, because you don't even know what half of that shit even coming from. Half of that shit can be out the fucking country somewhere.
But he asked for
so I get
million.
it.
He asked for $5 million. He said he got 350,000. So I agree with him on
that. Sounds more reasonable.
But I understand. I mean, if
because
you
you
end up low,
for what?
But you gotta stay high. Look,
and then Don Lemon and all of them, they cannot talk to people as if they got all the answers, and you can't go to the media, the national media, to get the facts. But they talking like they got the fucking facts, and they don't have no fucking facts. They sit in the living room or got some white man looking up shit, just like me and you do. They not going to these spots and getting news. They're not sending writers and people out to these spots to information to talk to people and get real life facts. They don't know the fucking facts. They don't know more than me and you. So you cannot get on your joint, millions of people watching you, some black, and get the impression that, no, you don't need to watch them. We better. Because you're not, motherfucker. You don't have the information for real. And you black, and I fucks with that. But you can't get the impression that you got the answers, bro, because you don't have the right answers. You ain't doing nothing but talking just like me and my man. In the end,
you gotta at some point.
You don't have the facts. You looking shit up on the internet like me and you.
That's not all his fault either. That's not all his fault.
But right now, those are the facts.
Right now, but it's not. That's not his fault. Just like it's not our fault. Because if the people that you want to, that you ask, because I'm quite sure he asked to get interviews with people. If the people don't go on or whatever, you know what? He got to get the information where he get it from. Just like we got to get the information.
Thank you.
Where we get it from.
Yeah,
I agree with that. But that's not totally his fault, because the information is not getting out there, because the people that got the information and want and need to have that information out there. If you're not sending, and nobody say you got to send Hakeem Jeffries out there every time. You don't got to send Jasmine Crockett out there every time. sometimes you got to start with people on the lower rung. That's how you build them people up too. And that's how you build up that media thing. You cannot sit there and be like, damn, we can't go there. You can't send all the big dogs to him. Okay, sometimes you don't need to send this to big dogs. Maybe you send a couple of little dogs and people gonna listen. Because look, if we called up the DNC right now, and said we got a podcast, political podcast, and we like somebody to come on and explain or talk about what the Democrats are going to run on, or what the platform of the party is, or talk about what's going on with Trump or whatever. What are we going to do? What's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to get on social media. We're going to get on everywhere.
You make them a point.
We're going to pump that up. We're going to pump that up. We're going to pump that up. We're going to boom. This person come on, because like we did there with all our guests. We pump it up. We promote it, and people tune in, and it works both ways, because they got access to our viewers, we got access to their information or whatever the fuck. So we both working out there, and we're putting it out there. The Democrats not doing that. The Republicans doing that. The Democrats not doing that. And you got people like us. We sit here every Tuesday, every Friday, and for the last month, a couple of weeks, and since the election, we've been on damn near every night. So if we got people out there looking at us, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you sit there, you told the janitor to come on here and tell us some shit. You look, I'm gonna send the janitor on there, but the janitor, we're gonna give the janitor some talking points. You know what I'm saying? They don't even like Fox News has Republican talking points, and they kick them out all the time. They don't even kick out talking points. This is what we're saying. Maybe they do to some people, but you don't think it would help, like, if we could contact somebody and they say, well, this is our position on this is our position on that, and they probably would appreciate it if you put that out there or whatever. And you don't think that'll help both sides to say, no, we got this, that we can end up saying, well, we got sources, sources within the Democratic Party, that we got reliable sources that say this isn't true, or this is going to happen. This is what they're looking at. This is who planning to run for dog catcher, whatever the fuck. Y'all don't think that'll help, and it'll help both sides? Did y'all building up y'all media ecosystem, and we helping y'all get the fucking message out. But for some reason, they want to skip that part. So basically, I think we on the same page,
No, my thing is, it's good for black media. That's cool. But my point is, you can't give the impression to people watching you that you got the answers. Don't watch the other joints, because they this and that, they that and that, and they shit and that. They got corporate people over top of them, all that bullshit. And then the whole time, you got your nephew and your boyfriend, Don Lemon, and his boyfriend looking up shit. Like, nigga, you can't send big black people to your motherfucking YouTube, and y'all in the background looking at shit on the motherfucking internet like me and my man. And the whole time, MSNBC, NBC got human beings going to the place itself and getting notes and looking at shit, talking to people. That's the difference. So you cannot sit there and say, oh, you know what? The all black media, even though I fuck with y'all, bro. Y'all got to put in perspective who y'all are. You cannot act like, hold on. You can't act like your joint is a top-notch media company just because you got thrown off CNN and now you want to open a YouTube channel. That's bullshit. Tell them straight. You want them to look at you. You want them to subscribe because of the content you giving. Don't give them the impression that don't listen to them, though. They corporate and all that shit, because then you misguiding people. Now you got people coming to your joint waiting for you get some news where you and your boyfriend looking shit up on the internet. Come on, bro, and half that shit can be halfway wrong. You don't even know what's right.
And you know what? That's
the same thing with Roland Martin. We get it, bro. You fight the fight. You find the fights around the nation and find it. But you're physically not going. You're not sending people there. Nobody's reporting. You can't just act like you did. Say you need help. Say you want people to subscribe. Tell them to send you money. But don't act like you, as the black media, have to be acting like a pussy, whining every fucking day about fucking you ain't got enough money. Like, nah, bruh. You ain't doing nothing but turning to YouTube just like everybody fucking else.
But I'm saying,
come on, man.
You got at some point. I agree with him on that. Don't undercut yourself. If you come down, if you start out high. If you don't stay high and you got to come low, then you come a little lower. I agree with you on that.
If Oprah had a motherfucking media coming right now and she has $5 million, nigga, throw it to her.
Yeah, because Oprah
with no hesitation.
Oprah got that kind of reach.
Man, you listening?
Yeah,
these niggas on the internet. Come on. They not looking at who they really are from the outside looking in. They see themselves as this big person because they on YouTube got views or something. You is off VH1 for a reason.
But
they cut your ass. MSNBC got you off. CNN got Rolling on and off. You're not on national TV no more.
But don't.
That's a fucking reason you on YouTube. Act like it. The same thing with Chink and all that motherfuckers. Those bitches. What's his name? Chink Uber. Not on MSNBC no more. Threw your ass off of CNN. Now you know you're not going to Fox, so it's YouTube, and now you're mad at all those people. That's the bullshit I don't want to come from them.
I mean,
that I don't like.
Look, you gotta pump yourself up. Try to get you to make yourself credible. So I mean, I kind of understand. I understand where he trying to come from. I understand both sides are real, but
and it's all a scare tactic so people can watch their YouTube or subscribe to their YouTube instead of just asking them. Don't scare motherfuckers into a black person as you Roland Martin. People look up to you, and you looking them in the face in the mirror and saying, "Lee, I'm the mother. I asked for $5 million. I'm media. Look. They gonna give Comcast. What the fuck, nigga? You ain't no fucking Comcast. Oh, they gonna give NBC. NBC been around since the 60s. Nigga, fuck wrong with you? Stop acting dumb like that.
Yeah, but
I don't like that jackass shit, bro.
Shit.
Come on, man. Be black media. Just be black media. Don't act like you being hurt or pushed down just because your ass can't be on the big stuff no more. That's the only reason what's wrong with these motherfuckers. That's what I don't like.
I just think it's
that motherfuckers call him tomorrow. CNN called Roland Martin tomorrow. You think he gonna be on there?
Oh yeah, he was just on there.
MSNBC called him tomorrow and said you got a show. You think you gonna leave YouTube tomorrow? Yes.
Nah, because he own his own shit.
Juka. YouTube.
Now, what? Yeah, no, but Roland got the
he has YouTube and an app.
He got an app. Yeah,
that's it.
It's him. He can do what he want to do.
Man, you can have an app.
Yeah, we can.
Now you see what I'm saying? Man, you can't have no national corporation, media corporation. They can't. I keep acting like they doing something special just because they brought all the viewers from a national station to fucking YouTube.
I say, look, if it gets you paid.
Now we get Roland Martin
out there.
He talks to black issues. He hone in on black issues. But don't act like you the news, motherfucker, because you're not. You don't have enough people on ground to do that. Nor do you have any people on the ground.
No.
So stop that.
But you gotta, at some point, you gotta act like that because look, the issues that we talk about, the issues that we want to talk about,
like what the fuck?
If the issues that we want to talk about on it for real, you're not going to see that on CNN.
I get the topics, I get all that.
You're not going to see that on.
But we don't know the actual real news because we going off whatever we looking up.
But
now you see what I'm saying?
But
it's a difference between sending somebody there to find out.
I understand that too. That's why they can get 20 million, and I don't blame them. Fuck, if you paying them 20 million, but you want to come on, if you want to come on my air, you know what? You want to come on my air and you want to talk to my 1.5, 2 million viewers.
I get that.
I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Don't shortchange me, because if you pay me half of what you pay NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, MSNBC, and all. If you pay me, say not even half, because the $5 million that he asked for it's probably not even half. But he could take part of that $5 million and say, okay, I can pay somebody, I can pay somebody to cover the campaign for you, and we'll talk about it every night. All you got to do is make sure you know, they got a press pass, and you know that they can get in. But he can do that with the $5 million. But if you shortchange him, you know what I'm saying, and say, well, nah, we ain't gonna give you but $350,000. Okay, cool. But you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? If you know,
I mean, bro, she gave this nigga an interview. The vice president, the person running for Democratic Party, gave him an interview. He was at the DNC, his whole little station, and they gave him money. Okay. It's like, bro,
okay,
you still on TV whining and crying about something? What are we doing now, bro?
You can say that, but
like, come on, man.
Now say what he wanted the $5 million for was to cover the whole campaign. For $5 million, he was gonna cover the whole campaign from beginning all the way up until the election.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, would that $5 million have been worth it if they say they paid him and you had Roland had somebody out there that combat all of the lies, all of the misinformation, and you had somebody there to take it to the black people? Because that's one of the fucking problems, that you had these dumbasses like Charlemagne and all them out there got you fighting for votes that you really didn't have to fight for, because you got them. Because as always, you got them, and we understood where our interests lie. Whereas you sitting there fighting for black votes because these dumbasses want to get on there, talk politics, and don't know what the fuck they talking about. Would that $5 million have been worth it if you could have, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we got somebody right here. Okay, if they come out saying some dumb shit, we know Roro to shut them down. And then you take that time, and maybe you could have reached out a little more to white women and Latino men, and maybe you could have bought, maybe you could have flipped something. So you gotta, you get what you pay for. You know
My thing is, they gotta be realistic. Like, we get on this joint and tell you straight up, we off the fucking streets, right?
Yeah.
So we're not delusional. We're not acting like we fucking smarter than anybody, and none of that. So they just gotta be realistic with it.
Yeah, though. But
I'm just a fucking channel here. Help me out, and I'm gonna bring more and more news to you.
Okay.
If you do this, if you send me money, it's gonna help me do this. Just simple say that. Don't act like it's a big machine going against you. That's when you fucking me up with that. That's that bullshit.
Yeah, though,
because in the end, all y'all motherfuckers can get together and make a real black media.
True.
Instead of you over here, in that pocket over there.
We don't get
that's the bullshit then.
But
that's almost like music, like hip hop did back in the day with motherfucking bad boys here, this nigga there, over here, and nobody getting together and just taking over the fucking joint.
But
now we got black media scattered around all over the place, there, and screaming, "Hey, give me $5 million, give me," instead of everybody getting together and making a big conglomerate, a real one that can match the NBCs and all that shit. But all this bullshit they doing, it's like you got a motherfucker called Blavity. You heard of that joint?
Yep.
Cocoa Butter.
Yep.
Those joints out there. Essence for Show.
All of them. But
NBC Black.
Yep.
You got Oprah Mag. You got The Root. Everybody know about The Root. Yep. Shadow and Act.
You got a lot of them. But like you say, do all of them get together and work together and say,
now you with
say and say,
don't be screaming one person rolling over here screaming, hey,
like I say about rolling.
Get together.
Damn right.
Get with Don.
Damn right.
I don't even think you talking to Don. Get Don Lemon. Get together. Make a bigger joint. Yeah. Don't just you over this corner, you in that corner screaming, help me. Get the fuck out of here.
This is the issue. And this is a big issue. You got a real live, and I ain't talking about Oprah. You got a real live black media mogul out here in Byron Allen. This motherfucker owns stations. This motherfucker owns radio. This motherfucker owns everything. And them the type of people that need to step out there and say, we're gonna create a black media conglomerate. But this is the thing. we gotta start right now. We gotta start where we at, because even over the last motherfucking 20, 30 years, if a black man jumped out there and say, I'm starting a black news media company or cable channel, that shit getting shut down. That look, they didn't have a problem, and this is where the Bill Cosby thing started. They did not have a problem with Bill Cosby owning or running NBC Entertainment. That wasn't the problem. The problem was NBC News was included in it. And at that time, you was not going to have a black man. I don't give a fuck if he was America's dad or not. At that time, they wasn't feeling having a black man that could control the narrative, because NBC is whatever you want to say, think about them, or what side of the fence, they reputable. They got, people trust what they say. And if you got a black man that can put out, what the fuck he want, not just on a small cable channel or medium size or even a large cable channel, we're talking about a network that reaches the whole fucking country, where you can't hide this shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't hide. That's one of the that's another reason why they gotta invest. Because look, how many times you read the comments way more than I do. And we didn't have people on here. We just two regular ass dudes from the DMV. But we didn't have people on here from Oregon. We had people that hit us from Oregon, people that hit us from Detroit. We didn't have people from New York. We didn't have people all over the country. We had people outside of the country that hit us up. So if you want that, you got to pay us for that. You know what I'm saying? It might start out small at first, but I bet you one thing: if Black Star Network keep growing and growing and growing, Roland Martin gonna get that $5 million and a whole lot more.
Okay, look, most of this is more of, I just feel like you got to get together with this, like the Black Star Network. You bring Don Lemon in on that. Yeah, I don't even think these people be talking to each other, to be honest with you. But you bring him in, you bring another the native pod in, you bring everybody in, you bring it in as a big group of one black media, a real one, and push that. Don't just be one person thinking, why are you not giving black media, thinking you the black media? You're not the black media, motherfucker. There's a lot of people that makes that. And if y'all was to get together, put this shit together and be a media conglomerate for real, then I can hear you. I can see what you're talking. If we was to get skipped over, then you'd be like, hold on, I'm just a motherfucker, same motherfucker as NBC. How the fuck you gonna skip over this conglomerate thing? Dang. Then that's different.
You're right.
You feel me? Then I get it. And then on top of that, Whoopi starting her own all women motherfucking sports joint.
Yep.
Real simple. You could do this shit, motherfucker. And I guarantee that joint compete with the motherfucking ESPN joints ASAP off the break.
Yeah. If you got the right women's sports in there,
you talking about this whole thing, the talking, the whole
all
thing they
shit.
do on ESPN.
You get the right people, but
it take that shit 2 months to be tied up with ESPN, bro. All women all day. What are you talking about? What you gonna turn to Stephen A for? And there's all women on this channel.
True.
But come on, bro. Talking the same stuff Stephen A talking about?
Yeah, but you ain't got what ESPN.
But right there is a good damn idea off the break.
It's like FS1 really ain't getting in ESPN business.
And her shit,
all their talent.
Her joint gonna be in 65 countries.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be in 65 countries. The network gonna be National League women's tennis, basketball, soccer, all women's sports. They're gonna be talking platforms.
Yeah,
it's gonna be partnered with Chicago-based media joints. It's gonna be based with Philippine media joints. So Not only when she launched this, bro, it's not gonna be no shit like Roland Martin. Now you see what I'm saying? When this launched, this gonna be real. Something that's gonna demand motherfucking advertisers. It's gonna demand people to send money. They're gonna be calling her.
Yeah, they might.
Now you get it?
They might. It might.
That's the difference.
It might
if
happen
these
that way.
motherfuckers get together on the internet and make one huge joint, people are gonna call them. That's my point. That's all the point I'm trying to make.
The thing
You got
about
to
this
get together with that shit.
With Roland Martin is this. You know, you can agree how he do it or whatever the fuck, but right now, as far as a black-owned news app and whatever you want, you know, he got a company. You know, that's how he put his shit out through the app, through YouTube, through this, and whatever you want to say, he got the first black-owned news outlet. You know what I'm saying? He done did the TV One thing and all that old shit. He still fuck with TV One to some extent, but even what he doing now is something BET should have did a long time ago. Because when BET was out there and was black owned, Robert Johnson could have did that. When he went from BET to BET, and then he had like 3 or 4 BET jazz channels. I mean BET channels. He had jazz and some other shit. One of them could have been BET News. You know what I'm saying? They had Ed Gordon in the house. Still got Ed Gordon in the house. And Ed Gordon is one of the most respected black journalists and news anchors out there. You got this in the house. That's what because he worked for MSNBC for a while. So the ball been dropped. TV One could have did it too. TV One, I think TV One tried it when they had Roland Martin, and Roland Martin had the morning show, had the morning slots, and he had all these people on there before he went off and did his own thing. But I noticed this during the election. You had a lot of and this was especially with the podcasters. They all, you know what I'm saying? They all work together. Like it was that group with Candy Tiff, Shantizi, Too Raw, Too Real. They all, they all work together. They out doing content. They out together. They pushing each other content. They they on each other's shit and all that other shit. And then it was a group of four white boys, like 20, 21, 22 years old. It was Chris Mowry, Harry Sisson, and a couple more. And all of them got their separate shit, but all of them work together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to be doing. We need to be, we all got our separate shit. We got our own platforms and all of this, but we need to be hollering at each other. We need to be like, even when we get guests, they like, look, man, that's some good shit. You talking, you came on, we talked about that. That's a good interview. And I like a lot of the things you pushed out there, but I think, you should also go talk to my man such and such at this podcast or this or this. And we, push that shit out. But the fucking party need to help. The party need to help. Give us some people to talk to. Give us some shit to talk about. If shit is wrong, if the message is wrong, give us the right message to put out there. We don't mind saying, look, if you don't want to put your name on it, hey, we cool with that. Hey, we into this. We got sources within the party. We got sources within the administration. We got sources within the campaign or whatever that tell us, that we trust, and we verified this shit. This is not true. Or this is what they're trying to do, but the other side to say some other shit. They're not doing that. That shit gonna have to come. We're here. We here every week. We here every week, several nights a week. We here. We ain't going nowhere. When is y'all gonna come fuck with us so we can fuck with you? Because a lot of people, most people, especially young people, don't get their news from CNN, MSNBC, or even Fox. A lot of them get their news off of where? X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and social media like that. We there. We on every platform. And that's why I agree with and I see where Roland coming from. Because if you, and it's a lot of others out there too, that if you got a million more followers on Instagram, you got another million on Facebook, you got another million on X, you got another million on TikTok, all of this stuff. You know, you putting out shit that's basically going viral all the time. And that's a lot of people, and it's in a lot of places. So you can get your message out there. You can get your message out there in a lot of places, in a lot of spots. And it's just that easy because these people know how to play, like us, we know how to play social media to a certain extent. So y'all got to come see us. Y'all should come see us because we can give you something and talk to people. Look, if you don't want to go to regular ass people like us all the time, or you can't, you can come see us and hold on, man. They talk all that bullshit. Yeah, man, they was on, man, I seen them on Hoodviewpolitics, right? And hey, them boys, hey, they ask them the questions, ask them tough questions, and boom, that helps both sides because it gets you down at the grassroots, it gets you down there at the people that got boots on the ground, and look, you stopping that shit before it gets started. But you ain't giving us much to combat when Ice Cube say some dumb shit or Charlemagne's do some dumb shit. We don't got nothing to combat. Like you said, we gotta go on the internet and find this shit. Do you think Fox News and Newsmax and all these other people gotta go on the internet to find shit? Nah, they pick up the phone or send an email. Hey, what's the stance on this? And until we can do that, which we trying to do.
That's my whole point.
Yeah. So we at the same, but we at the same place with this.
It just gotta be a collaboration. It can't be everybody doing their own thing. I had the same issue in music where everybody did their own thing. Bad Boys did that shit. These niggas did that shit. Ice Cube way over there. They over here.
Yeah.
And the whole time, everybody making a lot of money individually. But if y'all was to got together, that whole music industry would have been a black industry. It would have been a hip hop industry. Y'all would actually run it. It won't be people interacting in the hip hop because they let hip hop go because these people was really running hip hop. And that's the thing. What I'm talking about now with the media, black media shit, is so many different people trying to get their own that they not thinking of just getting together and making a big ass black media conglomerate joint. So therefore, you can get those motherfucking big paydays. You can get those motherfucking those commercials, and people pay you for the
this
introduction and shit.
Now that what you just said is a good point because this is still like the motherfucking like the infancy when hip hop was growing. The talent got complacent. The talent got satisfied because if the motherfucking talent knew what they was worth or whatever, or knew the type of money they really could make, okay, you got some millions. I don't give a fuck about your millions because they're gonna allow you to get the millions, but they making billions. When, like you said, the Puffies and the Jay-Z's and the Sugs and the Herb Gotti's and all these and the Cash Moneys and Master P. I give Master P one thing, that motherfucker about getting his paper. But all of y'all should have got together. Hold on. It ain't about we the talent. We can make the records. We got more talent under us. We can make the music. We can make the shit thump. But you should have got together and got your own distribution, created your own distribution. Then not only you would have owned shit.
They could have made one huge motherfucking
conglomerate
music bigger than Sony, bigger than you don't have to sign to Sony no more.
Yeah,
because y'all run this shit now. But they let that go. When you start thinking individually as a black culture, you start thinking, oh, don't worry about me, worry about us, worry about them. Instead of thinking about all right, if we was to get all together, because we all in this shit together in the end.
Yeah.
If we was to just get
Just
together,
like-
and we will benefit in the end way more than what we doing now. They think they happy now because a million people might watch this video and that type shit. That shit don't mean nothing. You don't even know where these views coming from. This motherfucker be under a hut somewhere in fucking Italy. Has nothing to do with American politics. So that's the shit I mean. Y'all, the thing they grasping to is individual success instead of getting together, grabbing a Don Lemon, grabbing a big ass head Charlemagne, and getting together, making something huge. Go call Oprah, call my man with the other motherfucker. I don't like him though, but call them too. Y'all get together, sit down, and say we need a black media. These are the people. We got Don Lemon, we got my man here, Roland Martin, we got this person, Oprah. Y'all can give us the funds to get this thing started off the break as black people, as a unit. Now, you can have your own big media. Your joint would be bigger than NBC, MSNBC. Real easy. All these bitch ass niggas want to leave these stations and open some YouTube joint and think they fucking media now. Fuck you. You're not fucking media. You're not more media than me and my man.
Yeah, though, but
Appreciate
that's
it.
where, but see, that's where people go now to get truth, because you can't get truth on it. You can't get the truth.
It's not truth.
I will get what
It's
they
his
perceive. Get what they perceive.
And me and you agree with his truth.
Put it like this.
That's different from it actually being factual.
People do not trust, and especially mainstream media. People don't dig mainstream media. That's why they're going on and checking out people like us, Midas Touch, the I've Had It podcast, and people like that, Reese Cobra, people that sit there and talk that talk, and we don't give a fuck about cussing. We tell you like it is. That's where people are going.
It's a difference between, we're not giving you the impression that we giving you news.
Yeah.
We're giving you our reaction to the news. That's different. We're not telling you come on our joint, we're gonna give you news. We're not out there in the fields. We don't know what the fuck. We looking at TV and the internet just like y'all. So basically, it's just us reacting to shit you should know. Simple as that.
But see, that's the thing. We react.
We're not saying we come to us. We're not a news. Okay. Them niggas saying they news medias. That's bullshit.
Basically, I mean, look, if we out there, we media. If we news
media cool.
We're news media because we report on it. News. We commentated. We're not. I'll say we're not reporters.
All right, that's news.
We're not reporters, but as far as journalists or commentators, we definitely commentators.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
That's us.
That's what the impression we get. We never give nobody an impression that we know a fucking thing.
That's
we reacted off the news.
That's still a wing, and that's started part of being in the news commentary shit.
He giving the impression that he gives the news. He bringing you news. That's not what you're doing.
But
you commentating just like me.
That's the thing. People come to people like us, Roland Martin, and so many others, because what they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Well, we always say, you might not understand it, but we're gonna tell it to you in a way you can understand. What they can't understand, we can get them straight on.
But
so that's even more important in my estimation. It's even more important than to have somebody to just put it out there, because anybody can just put it out there. Well, today, in Washington, D.C., the president, he signed a bill for such and such and such and such. You're going to get what? On the news, you're going to get maybe 1, maybe 2 minutes of everything. But that's not enough time to get people to understand it.
You going in depth in the news, yes, but you're not actually bringing news.
No,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
When we say, but that commentary,
so you can't just going around and saying use a news conglomerate, news media. You're not really that. You're a commentary. Like
he's not a news program.
News is that's what he said. He said my thing goes on all day long. I'm a news program. They do it for a day. They do it for a month. I do it all day. That's what he said. So he want to give a impression that you're not new. He's sitting on his couch in the basement, bro. Fuck out of here. You looking shit up on the internet. You got your nephews in there looking shit up. Just like me and you.
I don't know about that.
The fuck out of here, bro.
That brother right there. I get that.
Come
brother,
on, man.
The brother got sources.
The same thing, Don Lemon. He probably know people. He call him.
Yeah, I mean, being
that's different.
But being in that thing, they know people. They know people. They know who to call or whatever. That's one thing. So a lot of shit that
it's news is newly received, noteworthy information. We don't bring that. We get it. Then we give it to you.
Okay, we commentators.
Thank you.
That's us.
So I'm not giving the press. We're not giving the impression that we bringing people news.
No, we never do. But
now what we bring you might not know about.
But
we ain't gonna find it and shit. We go report on it and none of that shit.
I'm saying like this. I don't give a fuck what it is. It's all them motherfucking important, and the Democrats ain't using it to their advantage. They ain't using news reporters. They not using commentators.
It's not a Democrat
they're
problem.
They're not using analysts at the way they should be using them, because the way the Republicans use them. And
I agree with that.
And that's setting us back.
But you can't. It's hard to use the like we just said when everybody's an individual. You saying Republicans used those people, but they all saying the same thing. It's easy to use them. It's easy to pay them.
Yeah.
When everybody's saying the exact same thing, but you get to the black network, they're not saying the same things, bro.
Yeah,
everything is spread this way, that way. He talking about that. They talking about that.
My
That's
problem
the
with
difference,
this,
bro. You can't nail it down like that.
But see, my problem with that is this. You got people out here that are misinformed, and they're not getting, this goes back to the campaign. They're getting a picture that's painted of her that's not right, that's not true. And they're not using the people or going to the people that got the people out there. Look, if somebody came on this podcast right now, say somebody from higher up somebody up in the podcast came on here right now, and we talked to them, an interview, and we got some things out of them that nobody else did. He'd be like, damn, that's news. And that one, and you know how that go. Once it hit the internet and one person see it, they're going to repost it or whatever, and then everybody gonna have a comment on it. It's just like, okay, something we talked about. It's just like this shit with Puffy, with Diddy. It's 1,000 motherfucking videos a day on Diddy. It's 1,000 different videos, and all of them getting a rack of ass views. But all of them saying the same thing. And that's how it is with Fox News. I mean, with Republican news. Trump could come out here and say one thing right now, and every right-wing website, blogger, podcaster, YouTuber going to run with it. And they're gonna run with the same thing. You're gonna be like, Trump, this, that, and this, that, and the third. He said mass deportation is coming. He said he's gonna use the military. He's gonna say all of that. That's not the way that Democrats is doing it, and they need to catch up with that. They need to be able to. Somebody can come see us. Somebody can come see Roland Martin. Somebody can see Karen Hunter, and shit, we can all work together, and boom, make that go viral. But soon as somebody do that, oh man, you took my motherfucker, you just took my motherfucking clip and use it for your own. You use it like you did it or whatever. You use my clip. You ain't doing your own shit or whatever the fuck. But you don't got that on the other side because they like you said, it's unity in the message. If you get that on the Democrat side, somebody gonna say something, then the Bernie Bros gonna come out there and put their spin on it and say some shit that we ain't with that. Then the people that like AOC or the people that like this person and that person. Everybody got something to say, but it ain't unified. And until that shit get unified and we can work together in the podcast and in the blogging community and all that stuff, and and it's gonna start with the DNC. Y'all got to put y'all people out there. Y'all gotta look, it's millions, it's all together, all of us influencers, podcasters, we got millions and millions and millions of viewers out there that y'all act like y'all ain't really trying to tap into. When y'all got these people, if something is said on here, let it spread like wildfire. If something said on Roland Martin, put that shit out there. And them is the Republicans not coming here. So just like they got a set of people out there in the middle of the country, them racist motherfuckers that y'all don't want to go to or just figuring out y'all need to get to and try to change some minds, they're not coming here. And there's a lot of minds that need to be straightened out. A lot of minds that need the real live truth told to them. And there's a lot of minds that you can change and you can have that. Black people is pissed. You got a pissed off black people and pissed off black women. You got the good. Them is the people you need to rile up. Then when the other shit happened with the Latinos or whatever happened, fuck it, rile them up too. But you're not doing that. They're wiling up their people. They just, y'all. How many times you done said they don't fight fire with fire? They don't get down in the gutter like Republicans get down in the gutter. You got the people there that'll do it with you. We'll come on here 5, 6, 7 nights a week and talk more shit than the toilet. But if y'all don't say like, damn, you know what? We can go. Them brothers is talking to a constituency that we need to talk to. We need to work up. We need to work with them. Because fuck it, we can end up with having say that we got somebody they might not be high in the campaign. They might be low in the campaign, low on the totem pole. But they come on here on the regular and talk to us. We feel it though. We confident in they're telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? We ain't dogging them out, but we putting the information out there to the, and other people going to see it that look at this podcast like, man, hey, they had somebody. I was watching Hoodview last night, man. They had such and such on there, and they was kicking facts, and they told you, man, that shit wasn't true. And you know how we get down. We're going to break it down. We're not going to just gloss over. Well, you said you're going to do that. Okay, over to the next question. Oh, no. We're going to talk about this for a minute. And they're not taking advantage of it. Because if you do that, man, that's more people you bringing into the fold. And it's helping us. It's helping you. Then us as people, that's left leaning, we can actually give you an endorsement that really means something. Or when some falsehoods come out, we know these people. We talk to these people. People from the campaign come on here all the time and talk to us. So what we're telling you is we're kicking facts, and we got the video to prove it. And if you don't believe us, we'll bring the motherfucker back on, and you can see for yourself. But they're not doing that. And when they start to do that, you're gonna watch. It's gonna be like a groundswell. That's grassroots right there.
It'll be each and every Tuesday night and Friday night live. Please check your voice out. We appreciate y'all a whole lot for checking us out tonight. Like, subscribe, share the shit. You know what I'm saying? Do all that good shit. We talking politics from the hood point of view. You know what I'm saying, dog? Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight for sure. You know what I'm saying? But check us out. We pops in and out of this thing when you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying, dog? That's what we does. Hoodview Politics, bro. Black media.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets. You know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers. None of that shit is on TV. You know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. The hood view. You know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench. Because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. Sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench.